Today, I'm in northeast Pennsylvania, exploring the past and present of this heavily decayed Days Inn hotel. First opened as a Sheraton and then finally a Days Inn, this hotel has stood off the highway for almost 50 years. So let's take a look inside and find out what happened. I also want to quickly thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode. Go to HelloFresh.com and use the code BSF16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. Oh man. This place is trashed. This looks like it was the exercise room in here. Man, it's freezing in here. Oh wow, and there was a convention center too. This is a dividing wall, it looks like. Graffiti everywhere. Oh my god. There's like a whole tropical forest in here. This must have been some sort of lobby restaurant. Like an actual real restaurant. Which I would imagine would have been pretty rare to see in a Days Inn. Oh my god. It's fascinating for me to think about when this was built and the thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands, even millions of people who stayed in this hotel over the past 40 years or so. By the looks of it, this hotel has been closed for decades. In fact, it closed just under a decade at the tail end of 2014. That's 41 years after its opening in 1973. It was constructed as a Sheraton Motor Inn. In the early 70s, Sheraton was a growing luxury brand in the United States and Canada. While opening large towers in major cities, they also had invested in more upper-scale motels. In the case of this location, it was designed as a 145-room destination, packed with banquet rooms, color television, an indoor pool, mini-putt, a lounge, and a restaurant. It truly was a getaway in of itself. So on the second floor, it appears that these were all individual balconies. Not very private ones, of course, but they were balconies. And there's an enormous hole in the roof, which looks like natural decay. But you could see the water has completely eroded these wooden walkway beams, and the entire thing has just collapsed. I love these ferns and the moss growing on the floor here. Yeah, these are palm trees, I think. Oh, palm trees with Christmas lights strapped around them. So I assume at night they would have been lit up. But then there's actually live plants in here because of the sort of greenhouse roof. Despite it being early winter, you know, there are still plants in here that are thriving. A little mini putt course here. It's very small. That's cool. It's just outside your room. You could come out and play mini putt. Good Lord. Look at the vines. That's unbelievable. Man, plant life in here is thriving. Completely overgrowing everything. It's literally just a greenhouse in here. Holy shit. Sheridan continued to operate the hotel until the late 90s, when the company was selling off their portfolio of motor inns. During this time, the brand was just purchased by Starwood Hotels in 1998. Sheridan was closing in on more of a semi-luxury experience for their branding, and the perception of highway motels was not like it was. In 1998, a Days Inn franchise took over the property. Wow, these vines are truly taking over here. Literally growing across the cotton here. These rooms, okay, so despite the enormous amount of vandalism, there are actually rooms in here that are almost completely intact. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, this is literally out of a horror movie. Wow. Out of everything that has happened in this building, the beds still have their sheets on them. The Days Inn was plagued by negative reviews through the 2000s, with visitors claiming the club was a nuisance, the rooms were extremely dated, common areas were dirty, and there were no elevators. Things only got worse when in 2008, a man was found dead at the bottom of the indoor pool. Police later deemed it to be a drowning. During the same time, a considerable amount of guests staying here were long-term, and the amount of travelers checking in had declined significantly. Presumably, with the drop of guests and the ever-prevalent maintenance costs for such a large and complex structure, the hotel closed its doors in December 2014. From 2014, that's hard to believe. Look at all the bar stools here. Actually, look at all the restaurant seating. Put away neatly, kind of. And I assume they were expected to be sold off or something. Who knows? I love the design on the back of these. It is stuff like this, though, that's astonishing to me, because the fact that there was a club here really shows that families and couples and travelers, they all stopped here for fun, to stay at a nice, beautiful resort, at the time at least. Oh my god, look at the mushrooms and fungus growing on the arm of this chair. Wow, these chairs are sort of Art Deco in a way, almost. They're kind of nice, I like them. Look at that, Club Fusion. Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. DJ at 10. Well, with this restaurant and nightclub closed, there's no better and more rewarding option to turn to for an evening's dinner than this video's sponsor, HelloFresh. Whether you're trying to cut down on food waste, make less trips to the grocery store, or if your restaurant of choice is now abandoned, HelloFresh offers a wide variety of quick and easy recipes with pre-packaged ingredients. That means less prep time and cleanup. That's important to me, and equally as important is how good their food is. Today, we tried the rigatoni and turkey tomato sauce, which was extremely good. I already made the creamy Parmesan gnocchi, which was so good, I forgot to film it. Something that's underappreciated, I feel like, is how this can break you out of a recipe rut and allow you to try new things, which is prepared by you. So it kind of makes you a better chef, too. If you want to try HelloFresh for yourself, you can get up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts by going to HelloFresh.com and using the code BSF16. Make sure you use that code to get those free meals. Anyways, back to the Nightmare Hotel. Karaoke, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. to 12. So it was the Ironworks Restaurant and Pub at the Days Inn. Then DJ Entertainment 10 to close. That was Friday and Saturday. Thursday, Nurses Nights Out. 7 p.m. to who knows? With this building too far gone, the only option is to tear it down. This hotel has become a regular spot for urban explorers, squatters, and obviously vandals. The deterioration of the structure is honestly shocking for it only being closed for a little over 8 years. It showcases an extraordinary state that this building, just a few decades ago, would have never thought possible. This building is also a time capsule of sorts, of an era of hotel architecture that simply does not exist anymore. Buildings like this are a dying breed, and I think there's no better representation of that than what we have here. My name is Jake, and thank you so much for watching.